So last time we had you on, Bria, it was for the mom talk, right? So now we're talking money, okay? Money talk is what you know and love. And so welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be back. Elated, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually talked about this a little bit in May.
Exactly.
And I'm like, we need to come back and do a segment just on financials.
And here we are at the end of the year. I mean, I know my money has been being spent because of the holiday season, but you know, at the end of the year, it ties in with that holiday shopping and all of the things we do. And it may leave some of us in debt. So what are you seeing as the expert when it comes to what we're doing with our money at the end of the year?
Overspending, not budgeting, not setting a tone for what needs to be spent and what doesn't need to be spent. I think a lot of people, when we get into like the holiday times, we kind of forget that, hey, we still have to have our essentials, which is 50 to 60% of our income, right? And essentials are the rent, the mortgage, the utilities. Then you need to have your 10 to 20% on your savings, and then you need to have your 10 to 20% of spending money, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people decide to, hey, I'm going to skip this bill to be able to make sure I please this person or do this. And a lot of people don't realize when you do that, you create what? More debt, because you're not being useful and sticking to the budget that you're utilizing through the month.
We're creating, I think, a bad relationship with money. So going into the new year, what are 3 tips you have for us when it comes to building a better relationship with our funds?
Understanding your finances. I think once you can sit down and budget your finances for the entire month, and if you could do it for the entire year and just plan, whether it's tax planning, financial planning, budgeting for the month. Once you planning, I teach this to a lot of my clients. That will help you a lot. For my business owners, my individual owners, you know, making sure your quarterly estimated payments is taken care of, making sure you're sitting down and again, follow those essentials, okay, what is needed first versus what is a want. I think a lot of people, if they realize what's a need and a want and the difference, you will kind of learn how to budget your money a little bit better. So I think going into the New Year's, a lot of people just need to know that, hey, let me plan out my year based on the budget that I have. Don't include promise money. I think a lot of people forget, like when we have like bonuses or, you know, we have like little things that's coming in and you may like, oh, this may come on this time. We include that in. No, include what you're making. So if you're getting paid monthly, like some of my pharmacists, right, they get paid monthly. You know, if you're getting paid weekly or bi-weekly, set that budget and that tone and work around it.
Okay, so and I want to talk about, because you're a tax expert too.
Yes.
Tax season's coming up, tax credits, all those things.
Yes.
What should we be looking out for in the new year when it comes to tax credits? I know there's some things changing, but how can we take control of that?
Yes, okay, taking control of that. So with the Earned Income Credit, which is also known as EIC credit, okay, meaning if you're under a certain AGI, annual gross income, you qualify to be able to get more refundable credits back in your pocket. So look out for that. Those increased. Also with child tax credit, it did increase. So normally it's $2,000. It is up to $2,200 per child. But just be mindful that you're not going to get the full $2,200. Only up to $1,700 is refundable back to you, and then the rest is applied as a deductible. So if you're going to owe money, that will help you reduce the amount that you owe. So look out for that. That is really huge.
Oh, Lord.
And a lot of people really depend on those, and it doesn't have to meet a certain, once you kind of exceed a certain amount of money, then you won't qualify. But by people who make $100,000, $150,000, you can still qualify for child tax credit. You have not reached the AGI maximum to age out, but those will be things that you can look out for that will definitely big credits that will be applicable for next year.
You know, when we're talking about money, it can be intimidating, and you know, you may have a lot of questions when it comes to all of it. But we have experts like you around South Florida to kind of dive in deeper and see what we can do and how we can have better relationships with our money moving forward. Because I know I'm gonna be calling you next week for this. But how can we get in touch with you?
Yes, you can get in touch with me by either following me on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn at Empress Tax Service. And you can also find me on TikTok at Boss Lady Tax Plug. And then you can also just contact me by making an appointment on our website at www.empresstaxservices.com and give me a call.
Very good. All right, guys, this is the start of you taking control of your money. We'll have more information on our website. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And Happy New Year.